What's going on, everyone? So I got an updated Lightning Arrow Deadeye Ranger build. And I want to go over it real quick. So I previously was running a critical hit chance build, and I liked it. But I feel that it wasn't strong enough when I got to the tier 13 plus maps. So this is the gear that I've swapped out to. So we got the expert dual string bow, and as you see, there's no crit hit chance on it. I went with projectile skills, the 20 reduced attribute requirements was just what was on it. I got the attack speed, lightning damage, physical damage, and increased physical damage. Now this is crucial. The dual string bows are just so good, so try to get you one of those. The quiver, it's not the best, but you're looking for attack speed, projectile speed, more attack speed, level to all projectile skills, critical hit chance for attacks, it's on there, but physical damage and damage, increased damage with bows. This is a 100% evasion build. I think I'm roughly around like 95% evasion. So you want to boost your evasion rating as much as you can, and all your reses. Fire, cold, lightning, accuracy rating, max life, and mana, because this is a mana hungry build. When I go over the skills, I'll show you. Then we got the chest piece. Obviously evasion rating. Anything, 1200 or above evasion rating on your chest piece is what you're looking for. And again, fire, cold, lightning, max life, increased evasion rating, and then plus to your evasion rating. Gloves, same thing. I didn't have to get my reses really because I have enough already. So I went with max life, mana, dexterity, and more increased evasion rating. Boots, highly recommend 30% movement speed. If you can get yourself a pair, get them. Same thing, evasion rating, mana, dexterity, chaos resistance. Belt, I went with a utility belt just because of all the resistances and the mana and the max life. Rings, I went with the sapphire rings just so I could get the intelligence, and it comes with the cold resistance. And then I put evasion rating, max life, max mana, same thing, mana regeneration rate you see on both rings. Amulet is a little bit different because we need spirit. We need a lot of spirit. So I went with the solar amulet, and I went with as much spirit as I could. And then mana regen, strength, intelligence, and they're expensive. I think this one cost me a divine. I want to say it cost me a divine. Maybe it cost me like 35 exalts. I know the belt cost me a divine. But that's it for the gear. It's very simple. It's not an expensive build. Now let's go over the skills. So the skills, lightning arrow. That's going to be your main bread and butter. And we are running martial tempo. Get that attack speed. You want as much attack speed as you can get. Lightning infusion, extra lightning damage, and support attacks deal 50% less cold and fire, but we're not doing cold and fire. We're strictly lightning. Primal armament, more elemental damage. It's very, very crucial. And rising tempest, elemental damage again. And then we're going to go down to Lightning Rod. And Lightning Rod, we're running Scatter Shot. We want to get those Lightning Rods in the ground. We want as much as we can, the fastest we can. So Scatter Shot's very, very good. Magnifying Effect. 40% more area of effect. Conduction. 100% more chance to shock. And Overcharge. 25 increased magnitude of shocks. And then we're going to run down here. Cast on Shock. This is the big one. This is why we need some spirit, because we're going to be running 3 skills that require spirit. So we're running Cast on Shock with Ball Lightning. And then we're running Impetus, Deceleration to slow it down, and then Inspiration. And then we're going to go down to Orb of Storms. We're going to run Chain, Persistence, and Unleash. And then Herald of Thunder. And we're going to run Innervate, Concentrated Effect, and Clarity. Clarity is good because it helps our mana regeneration. And it's always active, Herald of Thunder. And then we're going to go down to our curse, which is Voltaic Mark. And we're going to run Arcane Tempo because this is one of the slowest skills out there. Like, it takes forever to cast it. So Arcane Tempo just helps cast it faster. And then Magnetic Salvo. We're really not going to be using this a lot. I tend to see myself not even using it. But it's good when you're in that mid-game. Early game, mid-game, when you're still doing the axe. It comes in handy. And we're running Hourglass, Invitable Critical, and Elemental Focus. And then we're going to run Electrocuting Arrow. And we got Close Combat, Unbreakable, and Neural Overload. And then the big one, Wind Dancer. I personally like Wind Dancer. You don't have to run it. But I like it because of the evasion rating per stage. So it gives us a lot of evasion. And I'm running Wind Wave, Overpower, and Blind. And that's it for the skills. And let's go into the skill tree now. Now, I do not have all my Ascendancy points. I've only got the first 2. And I went straight up the middle here. Projectile speed, point blank, projectile speed, and endless munitions. So my bow is firing 3 arrows every time. Every time I cast it. Now my next 2 ascensions, I'm going right down here. Skill speed, Gathering Winds, skill speed, and Wind Ward. And that's just to get the Tailwind, because the Tailwind's nice. And then we're going to come down here, and we're going to go right up to we're going to go right up top, right to Honed Instincts, Clean Shot, Projectile Damage, Dexterity. Now we do need a lot of intelligence for this build. I believe we roughly need, I think it's 161 intelligence with the way I'm running it. That's why I have all that intelligence on my ring, and then obviously the passive board. Now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go right to Blur. Cat-like agility, that evasion rating, we want to get it as high as we can. And then I'm going to come on down here. We're going to go right over to Thunderstruck and Spreading Shocks, because we're trying to shock them as much as we can. And then I'm going to come over here and go to Catapult, and I'm going to go up here. Now, I have seen other people do the area effect for attacks. I don't think we need that. I'd rather have the projectile speed, because I'm trying to get everything is projectile that we do. I want it to be as fast as it can be. So I went up top. And now we're going to come over here. And if you have a really good quiver, this is the best thing. Master Fletching. We get so much extra from our quiver with this. So we want to take that. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to go up here to elemental damage and shock chance. And I don't know if I'm going to go onto this and take Surge and Currents. I'm not too sure. I'd rather come up here to harness the elements, but I think I'm just going to skip this for now. And then I come down here, and we're going to go right up here to Escape Velocity. I'm going to come down here. Now, the jewels are nice. I'm trying to go with increased cast speed and elemental damage. That's pretty much what every single jewel I have is doing. Then we're going to come up here, and we're going to go over here to Falcon Technique. More attack speed for each dexterity per 15 dexterity. And I believe we're in the mid 200s for dexterity right now. And then we're going to come over here, proficiency, get more dexterity. Then we're going to go to enhance reflexes, bestial skin. We're going to come down here, and we're going to come down to coming calamity. And that's just because we have Herald of Thunder on, and it's always up, so that's nice. And then again, I went up just to the top just so I could grab this jewel socket. And this one I have increased damage with bows and evasion rating. All right, and then here we're coming down, and we're going to go into freedom of movement, get that evasion. Another jewel socket. And we're going to come up. We're going to go elemental attack damage. And then, right. All right. So this one, I like, you could have come up. You don't really have to go down here. You could just go straight across and then come down and grab this. But I wanted the extra jewel socket, so depending on your skill points that you have to spend, you can always respec it and come back and come down here and grab that later. It's all up to you. I'm going to come down here, and we're going to go up to Maiming Strike. It's very nice to have. Another jewel socket, and I'm going to come up. And we're going to go to bow accuracy rating, feathered fletching, bow damage. I am going to take Pierce the Heart. I just don't have any more points left right now. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to acceleration, movement speed, and skill speed. Perfect. We're coming down all the way down here. Another jewel socket. And then we're coming up. And we're going to go elemental attack damage. Elemental attack damage. Elemental attack damage. I am going to come up and take this, Forces of Nature. I am going to take this other attack damage and Emboldened Avatar. I am taking this. So I have 4 to go there. And then we're going to come down here. And we're taking Lightning Penetration and Flash Storm. So you want to take those 2. And then we're going to come all the way up here. Another jewel socket. We're going to come over. And we're taking General Electric. More shock chance. And then over here, shock effect. And I'm taking Harmonic Generator when I get more points. I'm only level 84 right now. And then right here, this is what I have. I have High Alert anointed on my amulet just so I could get that increased evasion rating on full life. It's really nice. And that does it for the passive tree right now. And then we're going to come over here So I'm at 90% just standing still for evasion, which is good. My dex is a little low. I gotta get it up higher. And I've noticed with about 145 plus mana regen per second is nice. I can spam lightning arrow, and I'm really not having to use mana flask. The mana flask I've been using when you're doing boss damage because it does a lot. It drains your mana quick. So that's that. Now the Atlas. This is what I've been messing around with. I've respec'd this thing like 20 times. I'm trying to just figure out what I want for... But that's the Atlas. I mean, there's really no wrong way to go about it, I don't think. And now I'm gonna run a map just to show you what the build is about, how it works. I'm just gonna run any map because I don't think I have any really good ones right now. Let's run a 12. We'll just run a stupid 12 that I have. And let's go... I don't know. Anything, really. Let's do the Abyss. Why not? I will have a max roll build planner up in the description.
Take this!
It has really good damage. It has insane boss damage. It does a lot of damage. And as you see, it's just your one shot all the ads. It's just... I believe my skills are up in the 20s. My lightning arrow and things like that. The only thing I kept low is my ball lightning. So I don't, so it doesn't cost me a lot of mana. Just try to fly through it, but you're pretty much just casting lightning rods and using your lightning arrow and cast your lightning arrow right into the lightning rods, and it just chains and just you're destroying your lightning rods. It's a fun build, I will say that. We're gonna avoid that tornado. Even on those little elite guys, it melts them. Alright, let's go take care of these two last elites.
Storming arrow. An easy trophy.
Those tornadoes are so stupid. My DPS isn't really that high. I've seen higher DPS from other Deadeye Rangers. I still don't have the best gear or bow.
Take this.
It's gonna be one of these bosses that ain't gonna die. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. Well, that's the whole idea of the build. I'm not gonna waste my time on a auto regen boss. It's the stupidest mechanic. I'm not gonna waste my time, but I just wanted to show you guys pretty much the idea of it, and that's it. So let's see here. Yeah, I'm at 16,244 for my lightning arrow. God. Yeah, it's like gets up to like 17K. But that's the build. That's how it works.